Hello, and welcome to G.E.L Comics. I'm your host, Ray Emling.
I'm Eddie G.
And I'm Chuck E. Cheese. I mean Chaz.
Chuck E. Cheese? Chuck E. Cheese, really? That's the name you're going to go with? That doesn't... Okay, you know what?
Go there.
Now I want some pizza. Now I want some pizza, and I want to hang out with little mouse. Way to go.
Well, you
That's so little.
to hang out with me.
Well, whatever. I guess I'll have to subside my hunger pains and move on with the episode. Today, we are going to talk about Transformers. Probably more about the movies, maybe dabble into the comic books a little bit. I know this is G.E.L Comics, but in all honesty, the comics for Transformers isn't really what it's known for. So let's jump right into this. Guys, and for those of you just now tuning in, and for those of you that have listened in the past, yes, that is indeed Chaz, the L in G.E.L. He has finally made it to an episode after many times asking. But he is finally here, and it's the perfect time for him to be here because he is our resident Transformers expert. So, without further ado, the first three movies. Let's talk about those. Which movies? I mean, what did you think of the movies? Let's go with Matt first. Let's get the unbiased opinion here, and let's go from Matt's perspective. What did you think of the movies?
First of all, I'm pretty biased.
You are pretty biased?
I'm not a huge fan of the movies. Mainly because I hate Michael Bay.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean,
the first one is a good fun watch. I don't really remember the second one that much, and the third one was just entirely too long.
All right, well, there's Matt's take, everyone. So all you Transformer movie fans, I will give you his address in the description, and you can feel free to go and kill him. But yeah, so let's take it to our Transformers expert. I actually don't know how you feel about the movies, Chaz, so I'm kind of excited to see what your opinions are. So what do you think of the first three films?
Right, so actually I'm going to say that Matt is probably not too far off the target here. I think a lot of Transformer fans will agree with Matt that they didn't really like the Transformer series too much, the live-action films. And the reason is because Michael Bay has a tendency to kind of put his own twist or spin on whatever he wants to do, and just does what he wants to do when he wants to do it.
Like TMNT.
So, granted, Matt isn't. Yeah, I mean, Matt isn't what you probably consider a diehard Transformers fan, but Transformers fans would probably agree with Matt simply because it strays so far from what they call the G1 series. They added characters like, what was it, Mudflap in the second movie. I don't know who the heck he was at all. I don't think anyone does.
I've never even heard of him.
They were the two ignorant black robots that Michael Bay portrayed in the film. And we know they were black. They were missing teeth. They sounded ghetto, and it was pretty obvious to pick out.
Weren't there cars, like the cars that they were black also?
No, they're like green and pink.
Yeah, that's right.
One was like green and pink. So he killed off the first black Autobot first film, and then put two ignorant black bots in the second film. You don't think I caught that, Michael Bay? I did, and I guarantee you a bunch of other black people did too. But anyway.
Well, he is doing the fourth film too.
So I'm gonna get off this Michael Bay beatdown for a second and say that I am very happy that Michael Bay bring Transformers live action film to the big movie screen. I was really excited when I first saw the first Transformers movie when Blackout landed in the military base and turned into a Decepticon, just started tearing stuff up. I got so excited, I almost crawled over the seat in front of me and almost got kicked out the movie theater.
He did, and you actually ended up like stepping in someone's popcorn.
I did.
Crawled over the seats, put your feet in someone's popcorn, and you're not allowed back in that theater.
What was your end game in this scenario?
Smoke grenades. It's always smoke grenades.
Always smoke grenades.
any guy knows that you should carry at least 3 smoke grenades with you at all times.
I have 7.
That's what my grandma told me.
So yeah, Michael Bay, he is coming back for the 4th one, but like you said, at least someone brought Transformers live action. A little history in Transformers. I told you guys, for anyone listening, I don't know if you know, but Transformers obviously started out as a toy brand, and around hold on, let me pull up my research here. Right around 93 is when it became a comic book and subsequently a cartoon show. But yeah, it actually started as toys before anything else, which I actually did not know that until recently. I always thought the toys came after the cartoon. But yeah, it was toys originally and then became a cartoon and a comic book and then subsequently the Michael Bay movies. But
right. And so I personally did become a real Transformers fan. I mean, I grew up and I didn't really read comic books enough. I watched the cartoons, and I watched the 1980s movie, the cartoon, and the cartoons that were on, like Boomerang and Cartoon Network and such when I was younger. And of course, Saturday cartoons. That was really exciting for me.
I never actually saw the original cartoons. I grew up watching Beast Wars. That's what really got me into Transformers. So it was funny growing up watching Beast Wars, and then the movies come out in everyone's cars. I'm like, wait a minute. Where's all the animals at? I'm a little confused here. Like, I never got to see them as cars.
There's dinosaurs in 4.
That's true. There is dinosaurs in 4.
Well, yeah, I kind of add on to what Raymond was saying, too. A lot of people jumped on when the Prime series came up, the Beast Wars series. And actually, they had a crossover, too, where the Autobots were cars and then Decepticons were animals for a while. So they crisscrossed it for a while. I don't know how popular that was, but
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, it wasn't popular.
What about as far as the movies go? What about with the casting? I mean, Shia LaBeouf, he didn't do terrible, but I loved how even though he was the star of the film, they had to bring in a military guy as a backing star because no one would believe that Shia LaBeouf could be a hero.
But, the show had a kid in it, so they brought in a kid to play a kid.
Yeah, but still, like when you're going to an action movie type thing, I love that, like I said, Shia LaBeouf was the star, but they had to bring in a military guy. I don't remember who plays him, but he was that military guy who was in all 3 movies because anytime some action sequence needed to be done, no one would believe that Shia LaBeouf could do it. So the fact for in the 4th movie they're bringing in Mark Wahlberg, it makes it a little more believable. Like I can see Mark Wahlberg running alongside an Autobot and actually doing some damage.
Right, and so I actually haven't been this excited about a Transformers movie since the first one because, like you said, I got tired of seeing Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah,
I got tired of seeing him for the very reasons that I got sick of Transformers Prime, which is actually a really good series, except they ruin it with a bunch of kids.
Yeah. I also like in the trailer you can see they acknowledge that the original films happened. Like I was wondering what they were gonna do now that Mark Wahlberg's in there instead of Shia LaBeouf. Like I was wondering if it was gonna be a reboot or something maybe like a prequel or something like that. But I like that they went in the direction of everyone knows that Transformers exist, and like you see in the trailer, like Mark Wahlberg's like, I think we got a Transformer here. Like everyone knows that they exist, so it's kind of cool to step away from Shia LaBeouf and see how the rest of the world is reacting to the Transformers.
Right, and I think to add on to that, this is it seems like this one's taking a much darker tone, which is becoming pretty popular with movies along with The Dark Knight and the new Superman movie, Man of Steel. All these newer movies are kind of taking on a darker tone, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the overall direction looks a lot cooler than the originals. The only thing I hope that they do differently is with the original movies, some of the aspects got really confusing. And now that's coming from a guy who doesn't know much about Transformers, but that's who their audience should be. Like, I understand that there's going to be diehard Transformers fans that go to the movie, but if you want to make a successful movie, you need to not alienate the people that don't know about Transformers. And there was some aspects to those movies that I don't think they explained properly because stuff was happening, and I was like, I don't know how any of this went down. Can I just see some robots fight, please?
I mean, just put explosions.
Yeah, that's Michael Bay's key. Like, we don't need a story. Let's just have stuff blow up.
Let's blow something up to draw their attention away from the crappy storyline.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and this is one reason why I think he could have easily stuck more actual Transformers history, because it wouldn't have confused people. It was designed to kind of draw in audiences, and it's really not that complex of a storyline. Because when they do Marvel movies, they kind of change the storyline as to not confuse people, because Marvel tends to be very confusing, as you know.
Yeah.
I don't think Michael Bay needed to change the storyline as much as he did.
Yeah, it was I mean, yeah, there was a couple aspects of it that they just didn't need to add in. Like, I get they're trying to make a unique story and everything, but like they had the core there that, you know, like they're from the planet Cybertron. They're basically they're alien life forms. They're like sentient machine aliens. They've been fighting a war for centuries that, you know, it kind of got pushed onto Earth. But there was just some aspects of it that got really confusing. I believe it's the second one when Optimus dies, quote unquote dies, but then somehow he's brought back with some weird magical orb.
No spoilers.
Yo, whatever. The movie came out in like 2005.
Fair enough.
Yeah, when a movie's almost 10 years old, there's no such thing as spoilers anymore.
You'd be surprised.
Matt's just gonna punch you if he gets spoiled.
I think Matt's just mad about the spoilers. Matt's like, I've been waiting for all of them to come out to see the movies, and you ruined it.
Gotta get the box set.
Gotta get the box set.
$1,200.
The box set and
the
Michael.
Legendary Edition.
What makes Matt mad is he was just about to finally get the box set, and then Michael Bay announced Transformers 4, and now that's why he actually hates Michael Bay to this day.
Yeah, I got the box set, and then number 4.
Yeah, way to go. Way to go, Michael Bay.
That's a bummer.
So here's a question that you might be able to answer for me, Chaz, and I'll actually look it up too. Bumblebee, is he created only for the movies, or was he in the cartoons or anything like that?
Bumblebee was in the cartoons. He's actually a very important Autobot. Bumblebee is important, and I think the reason why they popularized him so much, because he was important, but they didn't really talk about him that much in the cartoon series. But I think there were a lot of important Autobots that they didn't really shed a lot of light on. One was Jazz. Jazz was actually voted as one of the top most loved Transformers in the series, and they killed him off in the first movie.
Yeah.
For reasons that I probably don't need to mention.
Starscream, I know he's black. I love that you brought that up. Starscream, I know he was in one of the movies, but did he stay in for the trilogy? I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
Starscream will always be around. When nobody else is left, I believe Starscream will always be around.
He seems to be.
Ones always stay around.
Well, he seems to be one of the more, like, it's if you talk to someone who never really watched Transformers, just kind of casually saw it, like, I guarantee the 3 names that are going to come out of their mouth are Optimus Prime, Megatron, and Starscream. For some reason, Starscream kind of he's pretty well known. And I mean, I'm talking from personal experience. Like, I didn't really grow up watching any of the cartoons, but I knew who Starscream was when they mentioned him in the movie. I was like, hey, Starscream! I don't know any significance about that, but I know that name. But
name.
It's a unique name, that's why.
Starscream is a really cool name. I don't like Starscream, but I love his name. Now, I mean, if you guys want to talk kind of about the storyline for the 4th movie, I got to start off by saying that if you want to make a realistic film and you want to confuse your audience and bog them down with a lot of nerdy details about the comics that people don't really know about, I don't know how Michael Bay is going to pull this one off, because this is, I'm guessing he's going to do the Galvatron comeback with Megatron. Megatron gets powers from a Decepticon planet. He's basically a Decepticon that turns into a planet, and he gets powers and becomes Galvatron. He's like a juiced up, roid rage Megatron.
I guess Transformers have... Dinobots are cool. Transformers has officially become a comic book related... I know it was a comic book, but it's now officially a comic book movie, because anyone who dies does not stay dead. And that's kind of like the rule of comic books. Like, anyone can come back at any point in time.
Optimus and Megatron comes back. If you notice, nobody else has come back.
Well, it's because they're not important enough. I
don't know. Ratchet was pretty important. That was like the Autobot medic, the only one.
I don't know. Everyone else in that movie was kind of like the Uncle Ben of Transformers. Like, they can die and they don't need to be brought back.
I don't know. I was a big Jazz fan, but I won't.
Well, we established that Jazz is dead because he's black. I think we just made Chaz's mic just phased out because he was so offended by that. Yeah, I guess we're probably going to be hearing from Michael Bay's lawyers because we're basically calling him racist.
And he would do that too.
He'd be like, I'm going to sue these three nobodies because they called me racist. I am racist, but you can't call me racist.
I'm going to sue them for all their nothing.
I'm going to sue them for their fancy-pantsy laptops and microphones.
To the audience out there, we're the type of guys that if you sue us, you'll actually end up becoming more poor once you get all that we have.
You're going to get our debt when you sue us, basically, and it's a lot of debt.
Please sue us.
Yeah, please sue us. What else can we say to get sued?
Exactly.
Let's not go there. I don't want to actually get sued. Let's just stay away from that territory.
Being a black guy.
So I'm trying to see who's in the new Transformers movie. Mark Wahlberg, obviously. Stanley Tucci, who I love. If you've ever seen the movie Undercover Blues, you will know him as Morty. Not a lot of people have seen that movie except for me. Kelsey Grammer's in it, so that's kind of cool, I guess. I'm actually excited. I just read T.J. Miller is in it, and if you don't know who T.J. Miller is, he's actually a YouTube star.
Wait,
yeah, T.J. Miller. He's a YouTube star.
T.J. Miller?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a comedian.
Yeah, but he's got like a big YouTube channel, and he's a big YouTube like activist. Like,
so they've had comedian in all the movies except for the first one, unless I missed them.
Who are the comedians in the other two?
Well, remember that Asian guy in the second one?
Not really. Oh, Ken Jeong. Ken Jeong was in the third one.
That's the guy. Oh, wait, was that the third one?
Was?
Yeah, he's the guy. He's the crazy guy that or maybe it's the second one. I don't remember.
I don't remember that at all.
He was in one of them, and he's like really crazy, and he gets killed by Decepticons, and he gets like thrown out of a freaking 20-story window.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Maybe he wasn't a YouTube star. I'm reading up on T.J. Miller now. Maybe he wasn't.
He's a comedian.
I know he's a comedian, but I saw him on a bunch of YouTube stuff first, and I thought that's where he got his start, and then he became famous and started going off. But maybe I'm wrong. So, see, this is why
the other way around.
This is why we need a fact checker. That's why I'm trying to check the facts as we go, and put any corrections in the description box.
Right. So I could add in some descriptions or corrections about Autobots and Decepticons, but when you got names of actors and actresses, I'm lost.
Yeah. I like that Chaz knows more about fictional robots than he does real people.
And that's what makes me a man.
That's what makes him the Transformer expert, and why no one talks to him outside of his commune.
It's true.
Yeah.
Transformers monk?
Yeah, he's in a Transformers commune. It's him and two other guys, and it's not really a commune as much as a nerd club. Unfortunately,
Dark room.
Dark room. Unfortunately, we are the two other guys. So, yeah.
We don't make eye contact.
We don't. We just sit there awkwardly and don't talk and don't look at each other.
In brown robes.
Yep. And brown robes for some reason. Yeah, I mean, as far as Transformers goes, I'm trying to see more, like, if there's any rumors or anything going on with the movie. I'm not seeing a whole lot. Chaz, do you know anything more about the story? Like any official word about the story?
Well, I haven't done a whole lot of research on it. I've been pretty busy lately, but from what I could see, there's a robot dinosaur, which leads me to believe, one thing, which is the appearance of Grimlock. Grimlock is one of the most loved Autobot, Dinobots because he's part of a different league in Transformers. So I again don't know how he's going to incorporate this into the storyline. Dinobots were created because the Transformers were able to analyze life on another planet while the war on Cybertron was still going on. Shockwave designed Dinobots to as another combat form, so they could fight the Autobots, and the Autobots ended up getting the technology because they were kidnapped and experimented on and broke free, and that's how the Dinobots were born. So I don't know how he's going to incorporate that, or if he will, but they're there, and I think Grimlock's going to be there.
Yeah, he is. I'm looking at it now. The confirmed characters in the movie are Optimus Prime, obviously, Bumblebee, Ratchet, Hound, Crosshairs, and Drift. That's for the Autobot side. The only confirmed Decepticons are Cyclonus, Stinger, Lockdown, and Galvatron, which is what you're talking about. And then the confirmed Dinobots are Slash, Scorn, Slug, Strafe, and Grimlock.
Right, and probably only 3 of the Dinobot names I'm familiar with.
Well, it's funny because the website I'm looking at, I'm sure the 3 that you're familiar with are the ones that actually have links. I think the other 2 are Scorn and Slash, the ones you're not familiar with.
Yeah, I haven't heard of them.
I think he might have just made them up. There's no link to look them up, so I think he might have just made those up for the movie.
Okay, well then that's good. And I don't. At least I know something enough about real and fake Autobots and Dinobots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think that'll be pretty cool.
Have you seen anything about Unicron? I mean, I know you were kind of looking up some reviews about it, but
no, I have not. There's a couple of unknown vehicles that are confirmed. They don't know like what Transformer there are, and they have the vehicles listed, but I don't know if anything about. I haven't seen that name. So
Unicron actually turns into a planet, so he wouldn't be under the vehicle description.
How do you spell it? I can try and see if I got anything.
Like unicorn, except the R and O are inverted.
Well, it's not there, so
You caught that.
Yeah.
If Galvatron's in it, I'm guessing Unicron's going to be in it because that's where he got his ability from.
I will say there's no confirmation of Megatron though. So
it's Galvatron. That's who Megatron is. He's the upgraded Megatron.
Oh, got it.
Gun. He's got a face gun now.
He's got a face. Are you looking this up, Matt? He's got a face gun.
No, I saw it in the trailer. That's him with the face gun, isn't it?
That's it. I don't know.
Maybe that would
someone's face morphs into a giant cannon.
It would seem to make more sense with Shockwave. One of them turns into a gun. One Decepticon turns into a gun, which I thought was
that
stupid.
was Megatron. Like back in the day.
Turned into a tank and a gun.
All I know is that in Beast Wars, Megatron turned into a big purple dinosaur. That's all I know.
You do not speak of that.
Megatron was basically Barney. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's probably why it wouldn't go over big in the movie, I'm guessing.
Yeah, no, they're probably not going to go that direction. So yeah, this is probably the least researched and most spur-of-the-moment recording we've ever done. because the only person who knows anything about Transformers is Chaz.
And that's why I'm here.
That's the only reason why you're here.
I actually came in for the buffet.
For the buffet.
Yeah.
That was just me trying to get us sued again so that we get our debt taken away. That's how being sued works, right? Like you get sued and your debt they take your debt, right?
Yeah, I think that's how it works. I've never taken criminology before.
Yeah, that's what a lawyer told me. He was outside at my parking lot and he was sitting in his car drinking soup out of his tie. But yeah, that's what he told me.
That sounds really hard to do.
It looked very hard to do, but he pulled it off. I wasn't even angry. Like it was just impressive.
Was it hot soup
by any chance?
It was hot soup. Chaz, I don't know what you said. What'd you say?
I said, was his name Saul?
Yes, it was Saul Goodman.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got his autograph, right?
Yeah, I did. I was like, "Are you Saul Goodman?" He's like, sure." And then he said some other things I can't repeat in mixed company. And then we just kind of moved on from there. And he gave me that legal advice, and I haven't looked back. So.
Did he sign your chest?
He signed my chest. I pulled my shirt up, and I was like, just sign right here. And initially he was grossed out, but he eventually complied, and everything went pretty smooth.
All while he still had soup in his tie?
All the time he still had soup in his tie.
That is cool.
It is pretty cool. Now I'm going to invent a tie that is also a thermos, and you can carry soup in it and just drink it on the go.
That should be in the Transformers movie.
It should be. That is a Transformer. It's a Transformer that looks like a businessman, and then it transforms into a tie with soup in it.
I'm so confused.
This is why I'm not allowed to create Transformers, because all of them would be terrible.
Like the Transformer that turns into a raft.
I would be the guy that doesn't understand the concept of Transformers. I'm like, what if he's a white Camaro and then he transforms into a black Camaro? It's like that doesn't work. He's not transforming. He's just changing colors. Yeah, but he's transforming his colors, if you know what I mean.
That's what Michael Bay sounds like.
That is what Michael Bay sounds like. That's why he's not allowed to be anywhere near the Transformers franchise anymore.
Michael Bay actually screams when he talks, just like Samuel Jackson.
Does he scream at the end of a sentence like Nicolas Cage? Is he really pretty quiet, and then all of a sudden he gets really loud?
Yeah, he's a mix between the two.
Yeah, Michael. I never in a million years thought I would hear someone say that Michael Bay is a mixture of Samuel L. Jackson and Nicolas Cage.
He's just a lot less scary than both of them.
He's a lot less scary.
Just annoying, really.
I love how this is totally degenerated from Transformers into complete utter nonsense, but it doesn't matter because like 5 people listen to this podcast anyway, so who cares?
That's a good way to sell a product.
Yeah. The worst salesman in the world. I'm like, you should buy this, but no, you're probably not because it sucks. So whatever.
Oh, our product really sucks, but that's fine because a 2-year-old just bought it the other day.
Why has it got to be 2 years old? Now we're offending 2-year-olds? What's wrong with you?
Oh, no, man.
Now we're going to get a bunch of hate emails from 2-year-olds like, yeah, my mommy and me listen to this show all the time, and I did not appreciate the 2-year-old comment. That's what 2-year-olds sound like to me.
That's fine, man. Like I said, I'm just here for the buffet line.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that is unfortunately all the time we have. We kind of ran the clock out there at the end because we ran out of stuff to talk about about Transformers, which that honestly should go to show how terrible the Michael Bay films actually were if we could not even fill a half hour of time to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not a whole lot to talk about. There's Decepticons, there's Autobots, there's Optimus, there's Galvatron, there's Unicron, there's Dinobots, and there's Mark Wahlberg. That's pretty much it.
All I know is if Mark Wahlberg takes his shirt off, I'll be happy. That's all I'm going to see the movie for.
100%. I guarantee it.
I guarantee it. let's okay. So let's save this in the recording. Let's place a bet. Like if he doesn't take his shirt off more or less than let's say 4 times, I will pay you guys each $10.
Hey man, I'm just waiting for Optimus to take his shirt off.
It's just this chassis. He just takes it off and you see mechanical parts underneath.
Circuits.
You know it.
Oh yeah, look at those circuits.
WD-40.
We're gonna get emails from those weird people that like marry their cars and be like, I do not appreciate you making fun of my lifestyle.
It's none of your business, man.
That's like our whole audience, probably.
It's our whole audience. We have 5 listeners and all of them are married to their cars.
Well, it's a good podcast for them.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, anyway, that's all the time we have for today. So for G.E.L. Comics, I'm Michael Bay's evil twin.
I'm Megan Fox.
And I'm Black Prime.
Talk to you guys later.